I'm getting emotional now. Wait, I wasn't supposed to get emotional. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. As always, I have my trusty cup of tea and my very needy dog here with me for this video. At this point, I feel like you guys are just used to it. You good? It's my birthday tomorrow. I am turning 24, and for this week's video, I felt like doing a little sit down chat video and just sort of share with you guys the 24 lessons I've learned by 24. Let's get right into it. Also, if you like my videos, please don't forget to subscribe down below and leave a thumbs up because it means a lot to me and it helps me out a lot. I would really appreciate it. Lesson number 1 is that I should treat my body the way I want it to treat me. Here's the thing, right? I'm still very far from being anywhere close to eating and exercising at the quality I want it to be at. I maybe exercise like once a week, and those are my snowboarding lessons, so I don't know that I'd count that as exercising, but I've definitely learned that when I eat crappier food, I feel crappier, and my skin looks worse. It affects my mood. It highly affects my mood. So lesson number 2 is that my 20s should be my selfish years. And this actually comes from the fact that I went through a pretty big breakup in March of this year, so 2019. I just learned that within reason, my 20s should be my selfish years to just explore, and I'm glad I figured that out early enough because I'm still 24, so I still have my 20s ahead of me. Do the things that make you happy, irregardless of what other people think. Obviously, take that with a pinch of salt, so don't go and do stupid things. Listen to your friends and family. They most always want the best for you. But other than that, try to use these years to experience as much as you can and be as selfish as you can. Lesson number 3 is, if someone else can do it, so can you. The reason I put this on this list is because I started my YouTube channel, I want to say like a year ago. It was more or less a year ago. I only started taking it seriously in May. But you know, in the beginning, like barely no one was watching these videos, and now I get, you know, hundreds of views, sometimes thousands of views. I'm a few subscribers away from 1,000. I hope that by the time this video is up, I've reached 1,000. If I have, thank you so much. But yeah, if someone else can do it, if other people can be YouTubers, so can you. If other people can start their own businesses or travel the world, so can you. You're the only one that's stopping yourself. So lesson number 4 is that it's okay to change your mind. Can you at least sit down? Can you at least sit? The reason this item is on this list is because I did a bachelor in law. I have a law degree, and I was in my last year of law school when I realized I didn't want to be a lawyer. And it felt like the end of the world. It was like, oh, I've spent so many years studying for this. My dad has paid for my studies for so long, and now I'm just gonna throw it all away. There is no such a thing as throwing it all away. You're always going to still have knowledge that you took from that. You're going to have, you know, life lessons that you experienced in that time. So it's never time lost, and it is okay to change your mind. And it's best to do it as soon as possible, because the sooner you do it, the less you're probably gonna have to backtrack. So item number 5 is that it is okay to not want what others want. This applies to everything, be it an office job, getting married, be it having kids, or traveling the world. You don't have to want to do it just because other people do. And I feel like, especially in this world of social media, it's so hard to remember that, but it's so important. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Like, for example, I did an internship once at a company, and all it showed me is that I would be miserable in a 9-to-5 job. You don't need to want what other people want, but make sure you're taking active steps to really follow your dreams and get to where you want to be. Item number 6 is that being wise with money right now is one of the best things you could do. If you start saving early in your 20s and you start learning how to make budgets and be responsible and pay your bills on time, it's going to make your adult life later a lot easier. Having said that, item number 7 is that it's also a good time to be irresponsible. I don't want to promote irresponsible behavior because, you know, I believe in a balance, but there are a lot of things that you're only going to be able to get away with right now. I saw most of the states. I went to New York, Washington, D.C., LA, Las Vegas, Grand Canyon, and I slept in crappy Airbnbs and I ate crappy food, but I got to see all of these cities that would otherwise have been so expensive to visit later in life when, you know, I'll want a nicer hotel room or I have kids or something like that. So try to find the perfect balance between saving and being responsible with money, but also experiencing as much as you can right now. Item number 8 is that we're all on our own paths. I think that it's such an important thing to remember, especially right now where I'm in life, because I have friends right now that are getting married and having babies, and I have friends right now who are still living with their parents and only know how to cook instant noodles. And it's one of those phases in life where it's so easy to look on Instagram, which is a highlight reel, and be like, I don't have this yet, I don't have a house yet, I don't have a car yet. But ultimately you're on your own path. And for example, I'm nowhere close to getting my own house or to getting married or having babies, but I am very close to my goal of starting my own company, having my YouTube channel, traveling and seeing the world. So just because you're not accomplishing what other people are accomplishing doesn't mean you're not doing good. Item number 9 is that you don't have to stay close friends to people you went to high school with, but also you might. And both of those are okay. There's just some people in my class I don't talk to anymore, and sometimes I see them having little reunions and things like that. And ultimately, I don't resonate with those people. The idea of staying best friends with your high school friends is so romanticized in our culture, and I just feel like you should be surrounding yourself with people who bring out the best in you and contribute positively to your lifestyle. Item number 10 is, just because you once thought that the love you had was going to last forever and it didn't, that doesn't mean anything. We all grow, and honestly at this age we might grow in different directions, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you failed. Yeah, some people do marry their high school sweetheart, some people marry their college sweetheart, other people don't find the love of their lives until they're 50, and everyone is really different. And I just feel like it's important when you go into relationships at this age to really keep in mind that it could either be a great experience and teach you so many life lessons, or it could be forever. But you shouldn't be putting that pressure on yourself to find the one person, because honestly, it's a process. You need to learn about who you are, you need to learn about who that person is, and you need to learn about who you guys are together, and that takes time. And for me in my past relationship, it took me 3 years. It took us 3 years to figure out we didn't belong together, and I don't regret any of those years. I learned so much about myself. I think he learned a lot about himself as well. And that's okay. Lesson number 11 has been how to live alone and how to be okay with being by myself. And this comes from the fact that I, for the first time, started living alone in the studio because I used to live here with my ex, and it definitely had a period of adaptation where I had to get used to, 1, doing all the chores by myself, and 2, just sort of hanging out with myself and enjoying my own company. And to get there, I also did other things, like I traveled by myself, I took myself out on dates, and I just became okay with, sitting at a restaurant with myself and not having the need to like take out a phone or a book or anything like that, or going to the movies by myself and not worrying what other people are thinking, like that I'm a loser because I'm there by myself. They don't care. They're thinking about themselves. They're not judging you. So why are you caring? So lesson number 12 is to learn that it's okay to stop a date halfway and go, I'm sorry, but this is just not for me. And I know that it's easier said than done. Like it could be so awkward to just halfway through a date tell the person like, I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling it. And also you can like wait until the end of the date if it's not that terrible. I mean, you don't have to like ditch this person halfway through dinner. But first, learn to do it respectfully, because the person you're with also has feelings and it's important to respect that. But most of all, respect yourself. Don't spend your time or your money on a person who you 5 minutes into a date have realized is a self-centered prick and you're just never going to date them. Like, it's okay to leave halfway. Just learn to do it respectfully. Lesson number 13 that I've learned is that it's also okay for the person you're with to be like, I'm sorry, but this is just not for me. And you have to learn to accept that, because they're doing you a favor. They're literally not wasting your time, and they're just telling you like, I'm sorry, but I don't think that there's any compatibility here. And you shouldn't take offense in it. You shouldn't see it as you not being good enough or worth enough. It's just a matter of compatibility, and it's not always going to be there. Lesson 14 is that it is okay for you to change your mind about whether or not you want to sleep with someone, even if your clothes are already off. Like, I'm not promoting like leading someone on or just, pretending you're interested when you're not. But what I am saying is that sometimes it takes getting to the point where you're getting out a condom and taking off your clothes to realize you don't want to sleep with that person. And it's okay to stop and be like, I'm sorry, but I just can't. It's really powerful to learn how to do that. It can be very complicated because it puts you in a very awkward situation. But in the end of the day, you're gonna thank yourself later for doing it. Lesson number 15 is that traveling by yourself is the scariest and best thing you will ever do. You will feel absolutely unbeatable after you go on, especially a bigger trip, by yourself. Like, it's the same concept as taking yourself out for dinner and enjoying your own company, but it's scarier because if you get sick, there's no one around. If you need help, if for some reason your credit card stopped working, how are you going to figure it out? But once you've put yourself in that position and you've managed and you've survived, you will essentially feel completely unbeatable. I recommend it to anyone. It's honestly putting yourself out of your comfort zone, level 9,000. Lesson number 16 is that alcohol and my body just don't agree. So I don't drink as much as everyone else does around me, and that's okay. Sometimes it's really, really hard to say no because you do get peer pressured. Even at 24, you still get peer pressured. Your friends go, come on, just one drink. I get hangovers from drinking one beer because my stomach can't handle the yeast in beer. Mostly I try to avoid alcohol because of the way it makes my body feel, and I've just learned that it's best for myself and I try to stick to it as much as I can. Lesson number 17, also very cliche, but I've learned how to love myself and the package that I come in. I have learned to look myself in the mirror and say, like, you look really cute today. And I know that sounds so self-centered. I don't mean it in a self-centered way. My body is healthy. I can walk, I can travel, I can do all sorts of things. I can exercise, not that I do, but I can. I could stand in front of the mirror all day and point out all my flaws. But in the end, I come in this packaging and that's what I get for the rest of my life, and it's only gonna keep getting worse because I'm gonna keep getting older. The sooner I learn to love myself and my body the way it is, the sooner I'm gonna have more fun in life. Go look in the mirror and tell yourself you look great today, even if you don't. Like, even if you're in a hoodie and you haven't washed your hair in 3 days and maybe are slightly abusing dry shampoo. It's fine, it's okay. This video is getting stupidly long, but if you're still watching, man, I appreciate you so much. Lesson number 18 is a bit of repetition, but I just genuinely believe in it, so I'm gonna say it again. Don't care what other people think. Stop caring what other people think. Unless the opinion of these people really means the world to you, like if it's a parent you really trust in, or a friend, or a sister, or whatever, stop caring what they think. Listen to their opinions 100%, and then take from it what you want. Like when I was thinking about getting my dog, people were making really valid points, like what's gonna happen when you travel? What's gonna happen when he gets sick? And I took those points, I wrote them all down, and I found solutions for them. Moral of the story, if you really want to do it, do it. Lesson number 19 is when I learned the really hard way, and it's don't cut your friends off when you're in a new relationship. If any of you guys that I did this to are watching this right now, I'm sorry. When I got into my first real relationship when I was 20, I made that person the center of my universe. Why would you be cutting off a source of happiness when you can have two? You can have your significant others and you can have your friends. They're gonna be the people that are there for you when and if this relationship ends. And at this age, it's very likely that it might. Don't just go running back to them when someone breaks up with you. Like, that sucks. Having said that, lesson number 20 is if you do, they'll still be there for you and nothing will have changed. I'm so grateful for my friends. Honestly, I treated them like absolute crap for 3 years, and my breakup happened and they took me back with open arms. They were there for me. They brought me soup and chocolate and they listened to me rant and cry. Also remember that if one of your friends is currently doing this to you, they'll come back, I promise. Lesson number 21 goes out to my dad, who recently told me buying a Mini Cooper was a terrible idea. Listen to your parents' financial advice. They've already made many of the mistakes you're gonna make in your 20s. You're probably gonna make them anyway, but at least see them coming. Having said this, lesson number 22 is that it's okay to not be afraid to do things differently than your parents think you should. There's a lot of things that I've done that my parents disagree with. Getting my dog would be one of them. Traveling by myself to places that could be dangerous is one of them. In the end, you're an adult now and the decision's up to you. In the end, if they love you, they'll be proud of you no matter what. Lesson number 23 is that it's okay to not like heels. Heels and I have tried so many different types of heels, like platform heels, stilettos, you name it. I don't like heels. I hate walking in heels. I will wear heels to a party and to like the occasional event, and I do have like heeled boots that I love, but I just can't be in them for that long. I tried to be the kind of girl that liked heels. I really wanted to be the kind of girl that liked heels. I don't. Go ahead and wear your Nikes. That's what I do. Lesson number 24, and it's probably the most important lesson I've learned so far, is to trust the process. Trust that if you're working towards your goal and what makes you happy, you'll get there. I don't believe in coincidences. I am one of those people that believes that things happen for a reason and like all those cliche things. I think it's a very optimistic outtake on life, and I recommend trying it. Even if you hate it, just try it. Try seeing, you know, not getting that job as you not being meant to be in that job instead of you suck. When you try to look for the lesson that a problem is trying to teach you, you at least learn from that problem. Whereas if you just go, my life sucks, this always happens to me, I'm very unlucky, I mean, that's what it's gonna be. I feel like until the moment we die, we're learning, and be open to that. I'm so grateful for everything I have in my life right now, for the people I have in my life, and the things. 23 has been quite the year. I'm getting emotional now. Wait, I wasn't supposed to get emotional. There's a point this year where I thought I was gonna lose both my grandparents. Somehow I still have them around. I got my driver's license this year, this summer, the day after me and my mom got in an accident with a drunk driver. I spent the whole night in the hospital that night, and I still went the next day and I got that driver's license. I went to Chicago completely by myself on a business trip. At 23 years old, a company liked my talent enough to fly me over to a completely different country and pay for all my expenses. I've kept my dog alive for 2 years. I had courage to leave a relationship that no longer served either of us. I had the courage to open up to a new relationship that I just got into recently, even though my walls were up so high. I love and appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye.